How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running the November savings sale, and we are going to be doing a deals video where we are not restricted by budget, so I can mention some games, that often don't get some shine in these deals videos, just because generally we do the under 10, under 5, under 20, but we're removing that restriction, and we've got quite a few deals to go over. There's a lot of good stuff on this sale. It's just some of the stuff is pricier. Now, I do want to reiterate that if you do plan on buying any of these games, you guys do have the intention of playing these games in the immediate future. You are paying a hefty price, but not only that, these are the games that actually have room to fall down in price. So when you hear me mention Batman the Arkham Saga for $5.99, for example, which is on sale right now, great deal, you should get it. If you don't have it, that's a deal that's gonna be settled in at that $6 price point. It's never gonna really go lower than $6. Persona 3 Reload, for example, which is going to be the first game we'll mention, it's at $35 right now. I think that's a great deal for a game that just came out back in February, but guess what? A year from now, it might have an Ultimate Edition release, it might have all of the content included, and it might be priced at like $30. That might be a reality, so just keep that in mind. If you buy any of these games, have the intention to play them in the relative near future, and when I say relative near future, I would say within the next 2 months, because these deals cycle in and out all the time. You're gonna have other opportunities to pick them up. With that being said, let's get right into it. Let's start things off with Persona 3 Reload. It's 50% off for $34.99. I think it's a great deal. It's a full-on remake of Persona 3. Unfortunately, they released a $100 Ultimate Edition, but couldn't be bothered to release Episode Aegis with that expansion. I mean, Sega been kind of wild as far as some of their pricing and things of that nature, but their game publishing has just been phenomenal. They've been pumping out great game after great game. You look at this calendar year for Sega, it's been insanity, and P3R was one of the first games they dropped this year, and it was fantastic. Again, a ground-up remake of Persona 3, a game that I really enjoyed back in the day on the PS2 and PSP with P3P, but P3R quite good, and I'm not even the biggest Persona guy in the world. Like, I know people that live and die by Persona. I'm not quite at that level, not even close, but, this is a great JRPG, so for $35, great deal there. Fate Samurai Remnant, 43% off for $34.19. Come on, Tecmo Koei, can't you drop this game in price a little bit more so I can, recommend this game with a lot more enthusiasm, because I loved this game last year. I thought it was one of the most underrated games of 2023, and it blew me away. And I'm not a big Fate guy, but I really enjoyed Fate Samurai Remnant from the standpoint of course, I love that Edo period setting. I think it's fantastic, and getting a Musou-style action game in that setting with the Japanese aesthetic, this is the kind of game that I didn't realize it going into it, but I feel like this game was made entirely for me. Caters towards all of my likes in gaming. Fast-paced action gameplay, you got it. Edo period Japan, you got it. Anime aesthetics, you got it. It would have been great if it had English voice acting, but it is what it is. You got a great soundtrack in there as well. The opening is great. $34.19 for it. Again, it's super pricey, so I'm a little bit on the fence. They do have the digital deluxe edition, which is a vomit-inducing $57. That does include the season pass, however, which is priced at $39.99 normally, but it's 40% off for $24 right now. So, if you bought Samurai Remnant and the season pass, you would pay a couple dollars more, and this has the deluxe edition, that is, has the digital art book and soundtrack and the Hallowed Relic sword and mount. So nothing too crazy, but I want to recommend this game more strongly, but that price point is hefty. But if you like Musou-style action games, if you like that Edo Japan setting, and again, if you like the anime aesthetics, it's going to be up your alley. And I don't care about Fate, but I love this game, man. I think it's just super, super underrated. So yes, that's more time than I usually spend on a game, so let's move on. Dragon's Dogma 2, 43% off for $39.89. PS5 Pro Enhanced is Dogma 2. Not gonna lie, this isn't a game that I got super into. I didn't really vibe with it. A lot of the mechanics in this game felt a little bit dated, and I get it. The idea was it's not gonna hold your hand, it's gonna leave you to your own devices, so to speak. I thought traversal in this game was a little bit annoying, but yeah, if you want to check it out, a lot of people I know really enjoyed it. That's why I still want to mention it, and it is Pro Enhanced, so there is that element to it. I thought the action gameplay was enjoyable. Narratively, nothing that is really that engaging, but a good bit of content, and you know what, I know I'm down on it, but again, that's my personal opinions. A lot of people really did enjoy it, so, you know, $40 for it isn't bad given it just came out back in March. Couple of Resident Evil titles, RE7 Gold Edition and Village Gold Edition is $29.59. Loved both of these games. I thought Biohazard really set the tone again right for Resident Evil as a franchise and really helped Resident Evil pop off. Village I just thought was fantastic. You got the DLC content included in here. $29.59 for that is great, and then obviously Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition, $29.99 for that. I am a nut hugger when it comes to Resident Evil 4. I legitimately think it's one of the greatest games ever created. My game of the year for 2023. I feel like I can, you know, confidently say that now. For a little while, I was going back and forth with RE4 Remake and Jedi Survivor, but nah, for me, RE4 is definitely above that. And PS5 Pro enhanced as well. It already ran great on the PS5. Now it's just taken the frame rate to even higher levels if you want to get. I think it can go up to 120 FPS with the PS5 Pro enhancement. So take that for what you will. The game itself is fantastic, and the Gold Edition gives you the Separate Ways DLC as well, so definitely worthwhile checking out there. And both of these good pickups all around. So RE7 Gold Edition, Village Gold Edition, $29.59 on that, and then RE4 Gold Edition, $29.99 on that. Next up, we got Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Legacy, which includes Naruto Storm 1, Naruto Storm 2, Naruto Storm 3 Full Burst, and Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, all for $24.49. Now, truth be told, this has been cheaper. It's been down to, I want to say, like $15 before, but value-wise, this is still so good. Storm 1, Storm 2, Storm 3, and Storm 4 are all worthwhile games. I always gravitate towards Storm 2 to recommend it as a standalone purchase just because it covers the best arc of Naruto, or the best period of Naruto, beginning of Shippuden up until Naruto's fight with Pain. I thought that 150 or so episodes, if you want to eliminate like 20 episodes of filler for the one filler arc, but 130 episodes, whatever it was just action-packed and just banger after banger as far as moments go. And it's encapsulated really well in Storm 2. And Storm 3 is good, Storm 4 is really good, all the games are really good. Even Storm 1, as far as it really fumbling the bag as far as telling the narrative, it's still a worthwhile game to go through, and all of these games for $24.49, just fantastic. And you do get the Road to Boruto edition of Storm 4 as well, so that's great. So yeah, for that price point, pretty decent. Mega Man 30th Anniversary Bundle is 50% off for $29.99. Mega Man 11, Mega Man X Legacy Collection, X Legacy Collection 2, and then Mega Man Legacy Collection and Legacy Collection 2. The OG Mega Mans 1 through 6, I don't get into as much. I like Mega Man 7 and 8. They're a little bit, you know, aesthetically, I believe they were Super Nintendo games versus NES titles a little bit before my time, but you get the idea. And then Mega Man 11 is quite good as well. Definitely worthwhile to play Mega Man 11. X is where I gravitate towards. Mega Man X is what I grew up on. X4 was actually one of the very first video games I played. Got Mega Man X4 and Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage with my PS1 way back in the day as my first console, and yeah, obviously a little bit of nostalgic bias towards Mega Man, but I think Mega Man X is a damn good time to get X1, X2, X3, X4, X5, X6, X7, X8. Would have been nice if they included Maverick Hunter X, which is a remake of Mega Man X1. That game is just getting lost in the ether, but overall for $29.99, this is a good collection of a lot of games, so would give that a look. Next up, we got the Cat Quest, the Fur-tastic Trilogy, $29.99 on this. So the reason it's expensive is because Cat Quest 3 just came out back in August, and it's still going for $20. It gets you Cat Quest 3, Cat Quest 1, and Cat Quest 2. For 30 bucks for all of those games, it's not a fantastic deal, but it's still pretty decent. Super accessible RPGs, a lot of charm to them, and if you want something that'll be a nice dichotomy from games like Elden Ring, Cyberpunk that are super serious in tone or difficult, Cat Quest will offer you a good time, I think. So for that price point, wanted to give that a mention. Octopath Traveler 2, 40% off for $35.99. One of the best IPs that Square Enix has established. Octopath Traveler 2 is awesome. You know, a lot of people complain about the lack of turn-based JRPGs. I get it that from a Square Enix standpoint, people want a new turn-based Final Fantasy, but give Octopath Traveler a look. I think a lot of you guys will be incredibly impressed by it. I know not everybody's into the HD 2D look, but I think it looks great, and, you know, I didn't grow up, again, in the Super Nintendo era, but I think it looks fantastic. $36 is so pricey for a game that came out damn near 2 years ago, but some of these Square Enix JRPGs just hold up in price in perpetuity. Like, Neo The World Ends With You came out in 2021, and that's still going for, like, $25 or something like that. That's insane to think about, but, It is what it is. Great game, though. Definitely recommend that. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is $24.99, available in Plus Extra. Absolutely love Crisis Core. A lot of that is from nostalgia. Yes, I love the story of Zack, and I know that, you know, you should be familiar with Zack's story. At this point, if you played FF7 Rebirth, I feel like either you watched some sort of YouTube video encapsulating Zack's entire story, or, you know, you're just familiar with it to an extent. I would play through Crisis Core. Yes, it's an upgraded release of a PSP game, but I still think it's a worthwhile game to go through and pretty solid all around. So 25 bucks for that, I think, is a good pickup. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot Legendary Edition, 75% off for $30. Okay, this is a great deal because you get Kakarot, which I would value at the $15 range. But you also get Season Passes 1 and 2, and Season Pass 2, even on sale, it like goes for 30 bucks, and you know, that's a little bit wild, but you got all that content in DBZ Kakarot. Now, the thing is, the Legendary Edition doesn't include all the DLC. We know that Dragon Ball Daima DLC is on the way, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like a Dragon Ball Super Broly DLC. I mean, like, that's just a license to print money, I feel, and I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that yet. But with Season Passes 1 and 2, okay, so Kakarot takes you through all of Z, and then Season Pass 1 has some super content, and then it also has the alternate timeline Trunks, with Trunks and Future Gohan versus the android. Season Pass 2 has a Bardock episode, it has the 23rd World Tournament from Dragon Ball, and it has a story arc kind of wrapping up the story of Z. That's actually pretty well done. A lot of bonus content, $30 for the Legendary Edition, I think is great. The PS5 upgrade is great as well, so solid pickup there. Tekken 8, 50% off for $34.99. I know that there's been a little bit of controversy that I've been a little bit disconnected from with Tekken 8, and like them selling stages or something like that. Look, Tekken 8, from the base game standpoint, I really enjoyed fast-paced gameplay, great soundtrack. The campaign is so ridiculous in the best way possible, over-the-top anime nonsense, but again, in the best way possible. $35 is expensive. Like, this game did just come out earlier this year, but take that for what you will. I think it's a decent price. Sea of Stars, $24.49 if you are not a Plus subscriber, $21 if you are a Plus subscriber. Great JRPG, just got a free update, and I should say a game inspired by JRPGs, but good story, great visual style. The free update was expansive, and then it's going to be getting more content next year. Pretty well done mechanically as well. Not super lengthy as far as JRPGs are concerned, but definitely has a good bit of content. For this price point, again, I think it's a great buy. Check that out. Attack on Titan 2 Final Battle, 50% off for $29.99. Great price on AOT 2. It takes Attack on Titan, does a pretty good job making a video game out of it. You would think like the maneuver gear would be hard to adapt into a video game, but they did a fairly good job with AOT 2 Final Battle. I should say AOT 2 Final Battle just includes some additional content that extends the game. I thought it was really good. I mean, I am very nostalgic towards Attack on Titan. I literally watched Season 1 as it was airing. I remember, like, watching the episodes as it was coming out, and I wasn't a manga reader at that point. And I was kind of, like, a little bit checked out of anime at that time. Like, I was following Naruto, but I wasn't really super into anime. And then Attack on Titan, just watching that totally drugged me back in, at least for that moment being. But I thought they fumbled the bag with the AOT pretty hard later on. But man, seasons 1 through 3 I thought were just chef's kiss, tremendous. So take that for what you will. The game itself, again, it's for the fans, but it's pretty damn good if you are a fan. And then lastly, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, 35% off for $26. As you guys probably know, these aren't my styles of games, but I thought Wolong had some incredible aesthetics, challenging gameplay, of course, that I am just not good enough for, but a lot of you guys will end up enjoying it. If you want it to wait for it to get cheap, 26 bucks is a pretty good price. It was Game Pass day 1, so I saw a lot of people being like, all right, it's Game Pass day 1, I'm not buying it for 60 bucks. But Tecmo Koei games do hold up in price, as you see with Fate Samurai Remnant. But yeah, 26 bucks for that, I think, is pretty good. There is the Deluxe Edition, which includes all the extra content, the Complete Edition, DLCs 1, 2, and 3, and some armor sets. That's $39, so a little bit pricey, but if you do want to check that out, that option is open as well. But that'll do it for me. Again, a lot of deals available right now. Check them out. Links to all of them in the description box below. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.